Hey guys, what's going on? It's Lewis here. Today's date is October 27th. It's a Tuesday, which means that I'm dropping a new market update video. I try to get these done on Mondays and then upload them, and it usually takes such a long time, so they'll be done on Tuesday. In these market update videos, I like to go through a lot of the cryptocurrency markets, and I do what's called technical analysis, which is where you look at the charts and you determine where the good buy levels are, where the good sell levels are, and what coins to get into and what coins to get out to. In these videos, I do the total market cap, Bitcoin dominance, altcoin dominance, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Link, DOT, and a few other ones. It's usually the top 5 or possibly the top 10 if I feel like I want to just like go all out. I try to make these videos as short and concise as possible, but it's basically me writing down and going through all of the technical analysis that I do and then sharing with you guys. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all just for entertainment or educational purposes only. Obviously this is just what I'm doing. You could do whatever you want to do. But I try to get these done every single week so that I could stay on top of my crypto trading portfolio. If you haven't seen my other videos, I'm doing a trading versus dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin challenge where I compare my trading portfolio with a dollar cost averaging portfolio where I just dollar cost average into Bitcoin every single week. If you are not able to actively trade or you don't understand technical analysis or risk management or fundamental analysis, then simply automating a dollar cost averaging approach where you put in however much money you can into Bitcoin or maybe even Ethereum every single week is a good strategy, and it's something that I do as well as trade. So I have a couple different portfolios, and I'll be going over all of my portfolios in a later video as I continue to update my course and continue to update like all these different things. I want to give out as much free information as possible. But I think we should just get right on to the market update. FYI, my screen back there is really, really big, and that's why they have the bars at the top and the bottom, because the dimensions are huge and it helps you see a lot more of the picture, a much bigger picture for the coins than if I did it on a smaller screen or a laptop or something like that. So FYI, that's why there are the bars at the top and the bottom. So let's get to this, and I'll see you on my screen. Okay guys, so let's start going over the market. What we're going to do is we're going to do this top-down level approach where we start real high and then go low. And as you can see, the total market cap has just been absolutely... people have been coming in to crypto. A lot of people have been buying a lot of crypto, and the total market cap of all of crypto, more money has been flowing into cryptocurrencies. And it's been on this nice uptrend all the way from early October. For a long time now, I've said I expect the total market cap to continue to move up, consolidate under around 400 billion, which is what it's doing right now at 397 billion, before breaking higher to 460 billion, which I believe this right here, this is the biggest resistance, in my opinion, is at 460 billion. And the reason I think that is because that is where the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement is from the top to the bottom. You can see that the 38.2 was respected really, really, really well. And because that was respected so well, I believe that the 61.8 is going to be respected really, really well as well. I know 400 is a big psychological number, and we do have some resistance right here as well, just at 408, 409. But I'm still pretty bullish up until 460, simply because we already had this test here and increasing volume on increasing candles. The MACD looks really good, at least on the weekly. The RSI does look, I mean, it is oversold. But we've been really pushing up against this for quite a while now, and this is considered to be consolidation underneath the resistance. So, this is literally what I've been saying for weeks now, which is that I expect the total market cap to move up, consolidate around here, and move up. If it dumps down, if it dumps all the way back down to like 350 or 300 20, or like that would be unexpected, and I will change up my analysis, but right now this is definitely the analysis that I'm thinking for total market cap. So going on to total 2, which is everything other than Bitcoin, that's continuing to move up as well. I said it was forming a nice triangle, expect it to continue to move up, to bounce within the triangle until the apex, then move up. It bounced within the triangle and then it moved up, and now it's at just under 150. You can see just under 150 was the 38.2 of the entire move down, just like on Bitcoin, or I mean, just like on the total market cap, the 38.2 was respected pretty close right here, and now it came all the way back up. It is doing a consolidation, so this triangle is no longer really valid. So now it's more just like this consolidation right here in this area, and I think it's going to continue to move up as well. So I'm going to say for the 27th that if I could do this, excuse me, right here, consolidating underneath the 38.2, consolidating under the 38.2, I expect it to move up along with the total market cap. Boom. So that is this. Moving on from the total market cap, let's go to Bitcoin dominance. Last time I said as Bitcoin dominance falls, Ethereum and altcoins rise. When Bitcoin dominance reaches 53%, I'll put most of my crypto into Bitcoin, because I would expect, it to bounce and then Bitcoin to move up very highly. When it reaches 70%, I'll put most of my crypto into alts. So Bitcoin has been moving up really well, really nicely since around 57. So it didn't get to this 53. I still have money in Bitcoin. I still have money in alts. Basically, this is simply the dominance of Bitcoin in the entire market. And these are the main levels. These are really the two main levels. You could argue if you post something right around here. Actually, nah, this area right here is just like dead in the middle, I can't really say that Bitcoin dominance is ridiculously high or ridiculously low. I mean, it's at 62% right now. It looks like it's going to continue to move up to, just around 70%, 69-70%. And I'm just going to keep this as my, I'm going to just keep this as my thing, because really, Bitcoin dominance is strong. The stock RSI is really overbought, but the RSI is still looking good. MACD. I mean, Bitcoin dominance does it seems like it could go really either way at this point, but I'm not really gonna make a move based off of Bitcoin dominance up until it reaches one of these two levels, because that's obviously like the most important, highest probability levels, right? I don't want to do it in like no man's land, or no man's zone. So there's this. Moving on, we have alt dominance, which is basically everything else, not Bitcoin. And it looks like new support for altcoins, good place to get into alts, somewhere around here, but it fell below there. It's on the 200-day moving average. Actually, to be honest, if we're using straight up technical analysis from the fact that it's on the 200-day moving average. It's on the, this looks like it's a bullish divergence. The MACD could be starting to move upward. Alts do look like they're ready to go, but you really just can't say too much about it. I'll bring this down just a tad, right? Let's go to the monthly. Let's check out the monthly right here. This was the support for altcoins, was down here. This was obviously the biggest support down here. 61 point, which was a 61.8 of the move up, the total move up. So, oh wow, picture perfect. Down to the 61.8, up to the 38.2. Should have actually plotted this level out. So this was a 38.2. So now, a lot of times when I see this in regular charts, it tends to come all the way back down here and touch this again. So alts might be in for some trouble, depending on what alt it is. This just makes me a little hesitant. It makes me a little hesitant on alts just because we got the 61 to the 38 and now it's on its way back down. But this one I'm gonna have to continue to sort of just monitor, because on the weekly, oversold, and this has a pretty good RSI. On the daily, it looks like a pretty good bullish divergence on the daily, and triple a lot of things happening on the MACD as well. Yeah, I like to do things that are super clear. This one's honestly, the altcoin dominance does seem more bullish to me. But Bitcoin dominance seemed like it was going up and pretty bullish too. So, you could only have one or the other. So what did I say last time? I expected it to continue to rise, and alts continue to rise until 47% dominance. Then I was gonna go into Bitcoin. So that was back here. That was last week. It didn't end up reaching that. It ended up getting rejected at the 38.2. Should have seen that come in, but good thing, this is why I do these market updates, so that I could continually improve and hone in even more. There is this right here too. So it's possible it's going to come down, tap the trend line, move back up. And so alts, if for the dominance, it depends. For dominance, if the dominance is down here, then I'm gonna go heavy into alts, right? If the dominance is all the way up here, or especially all the way up here, then I'm gonna go flat. So that's really what I'm doing when it comes to the dominance. Moving on from alt dominance, we have other dominance. Let's look at the monthly. The market cap percentage of others reaches 12.32%. That is the highest it's been, and a major resistance. So I'll sell off the majority of my alts if it reaches that level again. It's in no man's land right now. And so, yeah, it's still pretty much in no man's land right now. Reached last week. It had a huge jump up here, but back down to this zone. So really, I'm just waiting for it to get to the good mid support, and that'll make me even more. That'll make me like really bullish on alts. For now, though, it's just in no man's land, so I can't really do anything about it. Moving on from that, let's go to Bitcoin, because this obviously is the big one. Everyone's looking at Bitcoin right now. It's sort of a big deal. So the big picture moved up to 20K, moved down and bounced off of 6K multiple times. Then it dropped all the way down here to around 3,200. Consolidated around this level for around 130 days before it just totally smashed up above 6,000. Came all the way to almost $14,000, 13,970. So that was 61.8% of the move down. And this is what I was saying before, like with the total, it came all the way down to the 60, it came all the way down and then came all the way back up to the 38.2 and and then it's crashed from there, right? That was the total. How about Bitcoin dominance? No, excuse me. Total 2. Came all the way down, came all the way up to 38.2, came all the way back down, and is on its way back up again. And then there's this one, altcoin dominance, came down to the 61.8, up to the 38.2, and now all the way back down again. So looking at Bitcoin on the big picture, it came all the way down, it came all the way back up to the 61.8, and then it came all the way back down again, and now all the way back up to the 61.8, and it's literally at the 61.8 again. This is like the monthly resistance. This is pretty big. Like, this is huge. If it goes past 13,000, let me just plot this. I will seriously just plot this out right here. 13,970. Zooming in. Yeah, 13,868. Regardless, if it gets up here and it stays right around here, and this is what I'm gonna write. So last time I said it should reach 13,400 to 13,800 before falling again, and it hasn't reached it just reached 13.4 right now. Wow. So 13.4 to 13.8, it's getting to that selling region, that time to sell. And we had a good trade set up all the way from 10K. So let me just erase this and write wow. Continued to push higher. Currently within the big resistance region. I guess I'll say big monthly resistance. And I mean, this is pretty big. Like, I would consider scaling out a bit here. Like, starting to sell a little bit. So that's Bitcoin. Let's move down to ETH. Bitcoin's looking a little scary, coming to those levels. But if we look at ETH, big picture, had one of the biggest runs in 2017 due to the ICO craze. Went from $130 to nearly $1,500. It did end up having one of the worst declines ever, though. If we just actually bring this put the whole thing on here, it'd be a lot easier to see it and read it, right? It just had such a huge sell-off. There was a really nice bounce off the 78.6 right around here. and that went all the way up to 38.2. But after that, the price just fell all the way down to around $80 down here. It had a nice little bounce to a key resistance level, but which was up here, which was the resistance, just regular monthly resistance, right? But just gonna punch through it, and it has since been making its way back down. Then on, it hit 116, which is a little random, but it hit 116, and then got all the way up to like 297, which was right around here. And after it did that, after like so many weeks of just weeks on weeks of green, it came all the way down to $90 in February. So that must have been down here. Oh, excuse me. Let me go down to the weekly. Just go down to the weekly. Yeah, it hit $90, something like that, in February, right around here. Anyway, it just came all the way back up to $488, which was right here. So regardless, came all the way down, came all the way back up to 488. Made a drop back down to the support of 350, right here. And it's been simply around 350 and then slowly making its way back up. Okay, so here's the thing with ETH. Ethereum has Ethereum 2.0 coming out. It serves a really good purpose. It has the most developers working on it. It has a bunch of upgrades, being put onto it. And a lot of cryptocurrencies still use ETH as their main starting ground for development. So I'm still really bullish on Ethereum. And going back to the monthly. So I say that I just weighted dollar cost average into Ethereum like every single week, which, I that's what I do. I expect it to continue up to 515, so up to here, before making a big sell-off. Why this level? Well, this level is because it's 38.2, of course. So once it comes back up to here, that's when I expect. Oh, wait a minute. This goes down here, and this goes up here. Yes. So this is the 38.2. And once it hits here, I expect it to do a nice little sell-off, maybe back down to around 350. So let me do this. I'm going to take a lot of profits off at 497, just below the psychological number of 500. And then I'll stack in my rebuys. Great times to stack are at the diagonal and horizontal supports. So you can see there's a diagonal support right here. It's very clear. If we get it into this region at 350 again, and it's right around here, it'll be a lot of confluences to buy. So I'll buy at 350. Or if it reaches this diagonal support. Looking at the MACD, the RSI, the stock chart side, oversold. Neutral for the RSI. The MACD is pretty solid, pretty good. So I'm sort of expecting Ethereum to just keep on moving up. So let me just write that down. Yeah, ETH. I'm sticking with my game plan on ETH. Get in on the diagonal support, ride what I have up now to here, and that's that. There's also ETH, ETH versus Bitcoin. Last time I said that there's no clear signal for me right now with this chart. If it hits the major support, I'll move my holdings from Bitcoin into Ethereum. Same. Nothing's changed, nothing's changed. Bitcoin has outperformed Ethereum. Just waiting. I'm scaling out of Bitcoin into US or USDT, or USDC. And once Ethereum reaches the major support for Bitcoin, I'll be way more prone to put my stuff into Ethereum. Yeah. So let's move on from ETH and go to XRP. XRP, it's one of my biggest holdings, and I do believe in the fundamentals of XRP. I mean, I have a lot of it, and so I would really would like it to do well. It's just been such crap, you know. It's just been so bad. Still though, you know, anything under 30 cents is, in my opinion, still a really good deal. So let me just update this. So I updated the analysis, and it's the same thing as last week. It's between the support and the resistance, so it's in a no buy zone. And honestly, there's nothing more to say about XRP than that. And if you look at the XRP versus Bitcoin chart, still looks horrendous. I still hold XRP. You know, I'm just waiting for XRP to reach certain levels for Bitcoin. Like, this level is really the last. This isn't the last level, but this is basically one of the last levels. Like, if it reaches here, I feel like I should buy it. I should probably buy it. It's gonna be difficult, but like, it's pretty much it for XRP versus Bitcoin. It's just terrible. Going on to some more positive news, we do have DOT or Polkadot, long-term hold stacking in at each support level. I'm extremely bullish on DOT for the long term. It has incredible fundamentals, founders, ecosystems, partners. I'm just accumulating as much DOT as possible. And if we were able to get the bottom when the price... Oh yeah, so I had this price down here, and we got it. We were able to tag it once or twice, and I'm just like continuing to buy and sell DOT. Like, I'm taking some profits off at the table at the big resistances, and then I'm buying back in. So yeah, I mean, we will have to, and I'll sell my order up here at 6.33. I mean, this is a long-term hold. I'm expecting a lot from the DOT ecosystem. Nothing really much more to say about DOT. Just that I still like it. I'm still in it. You know, it might drop. It might end up dropping right now. Like coming back down here, but you know, you could sell a little bit right now if you want. I'm just gonna wait, and you know, if it does happen to come back down, I'm gonna, but well, that's not true. I'll sell like 20% of it, and then place another buy order down here. But for the most part, I'm really just waiting for it to come down. I wanted it to come down here. I don't think it's going to now, but yeah, I need it to come back down to a support to get more of it. But I have a lot of it. I love DOT. So going on to DOT versus Bitcoin. This was the trade that I put on last time. So 37937 so it didn't quite hit my take profit. It was off by 1%. But yeah, this was the last trade that I was in for DOT versus Bitcoin. If it comes back down here, get stopped out, you know, whatever, I'll try to get in down there. But other than that, sort of seems the same to me as before. Yeah, nothing more to say about DOT. Comes Link, and I tell you, it took me a long time to figure out this current setup that we're experiencing right now. This is the thing that made the most sense to me, which is that we had like 5 waves up, and then ABC down. It's just got to the 61.8. It went right above it, so it never actually hit the 61.8. But it did, you know, if this was the 5th wave up, then it hit the 38.2 pretty well, bounced, came down to the 50, bounced, came down to the 61.8, it just above it, and then started to bounce from there. I mean, my buy order was down here, literally 7.2, and you could see this was 7.28. Was the low, so that, you know, a little annoyed at that fact, but we've been having a nice steady incline. I mean, we have the EMA crossovers, but I mean, this is a clearly a resistance at this point right now. We hit this resistance level, so it's like it's just simply too close to the resistance for me to get in right now, because if you get in right now, yeah, the resistance, it might move up, but the resistance is right here. The downside is all the way down here to this major diagonal support line, or this major support, horizontal support, and the 61.8, right? So like you only have this much upside versus this much downside. So I'm just going to wait until it either jumps up above here, and then I'll try to get in on the retest right here with a nice trade setup with a stop loss down here. And, you know, my trade setup will be up to here or up to here. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait until it comes down to the support line. And that's going to be my analysis for Link USDT. Going to Link versus Bitcoin. Let me do my analysis on this. So that is Link. Let's link Bitcoin. Let's look at Binance Coin. Wow. BNB absolutely crushing it. Crazy. So BNB monthly close resistance. So yeah, this is the monthly close resistance. Let me get rid of this right here and bring this down like that. So yeah, it's coming into the monthly close resistance. So see what happens. Pushing up against it. So yeah, Binance Coin, this is the monthly close resistance. It's getting real close to it. So I'm not in Binance Coin right now, but if I was, I would start to be scaling out, probably around here. It's going to get to its all-time high soon. And you know, even on the weekly, it's starting to lose momentum on the weekly. So I expect it to come back down, and I'll get in at the major support. I'll get in at my stack, you know. That's what I'll wait for. This consolidation is, it looks good, but I don't buy under monthly close resistance levels, you know. Like, I just don't do it. It's not what I do. So that's BNB versus just Tether, and then there's BNB versus Bitcoin. So that was my previous trade. This one looks like it came all the way up, down, hit to 61.8, and just sort of stayed there, and then finally came up to 38.2, as you can see, and so on its way back down. So let me just take a look at this real quickly. This looks more accurate, I want to say, than this. I mean, it's so close that it's so close that it doesn't really, can't really say either way. But yeah, I mean, this is still the ideal buy zone. This is the major support. I'd rather just wait until it comes down to the major support still, when it comes to BNB versus Bitcoin. So major supports right here. Yeah, I gotta just do that. Okay, after that comes CRO. I talked about CRO in my last video. So there's a lot of stuff going on with CRO. First thing that's going on is that they lowered their interest rates. So a lot of people just started dumping. Firstly, it had a 500% run up. So of course it's going to dump after that. But like, basically they lowered their interest rates. So it started dumping like really hard, right? But now what's happening is that they're going to more than double the amount of CRO that you need in order to get the cards. So on one hand, it's dumping because people aren't getting as much interest as they wanted. But on the other hand, now they released this thing saying that you need to get the card now. You need to get enough CRO in order to get the card now, or else, you know, you'll have to spend 150% more and get you know, more than twice the amount of CRO in order to get the card. And because of that, that's sort of, in my opinion, going to create like a rush for people to buy CRO so that they get the card. So personally, since this is a long-term play, I'm going to buy enough for the card here, around here, you know, and then I'll have a separate play with a separate stop, you know, something like this, right? For a trade, and that's going to be that. And then you know, if that gets stopped out, no, I'll leave it up there. And then if this gets stopped out, let's say that this gets stopped out, then my next buy, I'll have two buys in. So one buy will be here, and then another buy will be down at the TBZ, IBZ, ideal buy zone number 2. So screen, it's good support. So this is entry 1, and then this is IBZ number 2. So that's CRO. Watch my other video if you need more information about CRO. The other thing that I'm thinking of is that on KuCoin, the lowest price was 8 cents. So might still have a little bit ways down to go, but I want that card. So this I made this a long ass time ago. Look at that. Look at how, like, boom, probably went below there actually. Yeah, it continued to go below there. So this was the previous one, yeah. And you know, Bitcoin's level is pretty, it's out of support on Bitcoin too. So I could see some, like, you could see a bounce here. So because it has the Bitcoin level, possible bounce over here, and then the bullish, you know, the thing that you have to get more CRO, I think that that's bullish. So I'd be willing to put on a, you know, to get some CRO, like get some CRO around here, and basically long-term hold this for a 2x gain. Possibly what I would do is, like, another option is to do this. Is to do entry 1, entry 1 here, okay, and then entry 2 here, just in case it drops. That's actually what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have my entry 1 here, and then no stop, and if it comes down there, double up, and then get out here. So October 27th. Yeah. So I'll say October 27th. Order at entry 1. And I'll say triple down at entry 2 if it hits. That's going to be my type of play. So let me publish this. That's going to be my CRO BTC. And you know what? This video is getting to be really long, so I'm going to end it there before I go and I do all of these other coins for the VIP. But yeah, like basically overall you got the gist of, or you got the exact like things that I'm looking at. Bitcoin, I could see it going up here, like it's coming up, I'm starting to scale out. Ethereum, it's basically like in no man's land right now. I'm just waiting for it to come down to support and I'll buy more of it, or if it reaches here I'll sell it. XRP I'm not really doing anything with because it's in no man's land. Dot's been doing really well. Might grab some there. Link. So yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Dot, Link, BNB, and CRO. So that's 7 right there. And I did the USD and BTC pairings. So maybe next time I'll also do Uni and a few other ones. But that's about it. So thanks for watching this market update. This is just simply what I am observing in the markets. Hope it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.